Last night, while you were sleeping, someone did something that reveals how much they care about you. Without anyone noticing, this person took an action that overflows with care and affection. It wasn't an obligation, it wasn't by chance. It was for you. Think for a moment. Who would be capable of thinking about you in this way? Who would put your well-being above anything else, even without expecting anything in return? This person did something that doesn't need words to be understood. It was a gesture, a simple yet powerful gesture that shows how much you mean to them. I know it might seem hard to believe, but what was done for you wasn't something random. Last night, while you disconnected from the world, this person was thinking about how they could take care of you, how they could show what they feel without necessarily expecting immediate recognition. Maybe you think these are just words, but think with me. How many times does someone care to do something for you when no one is looking? How many times does someone act so intentionally to impact your life, even in the subtlest details? No, this is not common. This action wasn't about grandeur or flashy gestures. It was about attention to what you need, to what you might not say out loud, but that this person seems to sense. And the most impressive thing is that it was done without expectations, without demands. A gesture made in silence, but one that carries immense emotional weight. Maybe you're wondering what exactly happened. The truth is that the answer may lie in the small details you noticed upon waking up. A more welcoming environment, something different that brought you comfort, even if you didn't immediately identify why. Sometimes the most remarkable actions are the ones that don't shout to be seen. They speak directly to the heart. This person saw something in you, something special, maybe something you can't even see clearly yourself. And because of that, they decided to act. Not because they needed to, but because they wanted to. Because caring is natural when there is a true feeling. Now, reflect with me. Why would someone do that? Why would someone spend time, energy, and heart on a gesture that could go unnoticed? Simple. Because you matter. Because there is something in you that inspires this kind of care, this kind of attention. Not everyone can see it, but those who do make sure to show it, even if it's in silence. And you know what's most special about all this? It's that you didn't have to ask. You didn't have to say what you wanted or needed. This person somehow understood what could make a difference in your day. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be in the mind of someone who thinks this way? Who reflects on the best way to take care of you even when you're not looking? It's not about doing something extraordinary. It's about doing what's necessary at the right moment, with the right intention. I won't keep you waiting much longer, but I need you to feel the real weight of this attitude. Don't go through this superficially. Think about what it means to be seen, to be remembered, to be cared for in such a genuine way. Last night, this person made an effort to ensure you would wake up, and even without realizing it, have a better day. It was something small, but done with the full intention of showing what might not be expressible in words, because sometimes words don't reach what the heart feels. Now think, who in your life has this ability to look beyond the obvious? Who would be capable of a gesture like this without expecting anything in return? That is the person who last night put you first. And you deserve to know that. Understand, this was not just an isolated gesture. It was not something done by chance or without purpose. What happened last night came from a deep place of intention. It was about you, about the way you touch someone's life without even realizing it. That person, yes, I know you are trying to imagine who it might be, chose to act, chose to step out of their comfort zone to do something that would put you in the spotlight. It doesn't matter how long their day was or how tired they might have been. This action came with a clear meaning, to show that you are important, even in the moments when you are not present. Maybe it was a simple gesture, a message written but not sent, yet carefully kept. Maybe it was something more concrete, tidying up something you set aside, preparing something you like, or even taking the initiative to resolve something that was worrying you without you knowing. It doesn't need to be grand, but it was personal. It was thought of with you in mind from start to finish, and that changes everything. It's not about the size of the gesture, but the intention behind it. This person chose, even without telling you, to make it clear that you have a special place in their heart. And now maybe you are wondering, but why didn't they tell me? Why didn't they insist on letting me know what they did? Because sometimes love, care, and genuine concern do not need immediate recognition. They do not seek applause. They simply are. That is the essence of what happened last night. After all, it is not common to find someone who acts without expecting anything in return. How many times in your life have you felt that people do something for you with ulterior motives? This here, what happened, was the opposite of that. It was pure. It was done simply because you matter. This person knows you in a way you might not realize. They know what you need without you having to say, and that is rare. Because not everyone has the ability to look beyond what is obvious, to see what lies between the lines. Now I want you to go back to the beginning of your day. Remember the details. Was there something different? Something that caught your attention, even if you did not give it much importance at the time? Maybe it was something so small that it went unnoticed, but believe me, it was there. It was placed or done by someone who chose to think of you when no one else was looking. This action may have been simple, but it was not random. And the fact that you are here, reading this, is already proof that you awakened something much bigger in that person. Because let's be honest, no one acts like this without a reason. What this person feels for you goes beyond the ordinary. It is something that deserves your attention. And now you need to think, how does this make you feel? Knowing that someone cared for you to this extent, knowing that even in moments when you are not present, you are remembered. This is something you don't find every day. You need to understand that what happened was not just a reflection of impulsive action. It was thought out. It was planned. And the most impressive thing is that this person did not expect absolutely anything in return. The gesture, no matter how small it may seem at first glance, was full of meaning. Think about how rare it is to find someone who acts for you without needing to be asked, who chooses to prioritize you silently, without making a fuss, without putting the spotlight on their action. And not because they are afraid to show it, but because what matters is not the recognition, it is the impact it has on you. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how much this says about what you represent? Someone who, amidst so many things happening, took a moment to think, what can I do to make this person's life a little lighter, to show that they are important to me, even if they don't realize it? Last night, while the world seemed to be at a standstill, this person made a decision. It wasn't about them. It was about you, about caring, about mattering, about showing something that isn't always easy to put into words. Maybe because not everything can be said, not everything needs to be said. I want you to focus now. Think about who in your life has the habit of showing care, even if silently. Who watches you attentively, who notices the details that no one else does. This person knows you more than you imagine, and that's why what was done last night is so remarkable. It's rare to find someone who not only cares but has the courage to act, because yes, caring is a choice, loving is a choice. And yesterday, that choice was made for you, without hesitation, without doubts, without expecting you to reciprocate immediately or even notice what was happening. Now, it's time to think about the details. You may not have noticed at the time, but I want you to revisit the start of your day with different eyes. Maybe it was something simple, like a coffee already made, an unexpected message, or even a space organized in a way you like, without anyone saying anything. Or perhaps it was something beyond the physical, something emotional, maybe a choice of words, a way of handling something you mentioned in passing but kept inside, because that's what this person does. They keep what matters. And yesterday, while you rested, they acted. Are you starting to understand the impact of this? Because what happened yesterday wasn't just about a gesture. It was about what lies behind it. It was about a feeling that perhaps hasn't been voiced out loud yet, but overflows in actions. Now think, why was this done for you? Why did this person choose to act when they could have simply done nothing? The answer is clear. It wasn't because it was an obligation, but because you are a priority. Because somehow this person found something in you that's worth it. Something that deserves care, attention, and dedication. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, what your life would be like if this gesture hadn't happened. It might seem small. It might seem like something that wouldn't change much. But the fact is it did. Even if you haven't fully realized it yet. Now I want you to visualize the scene from last night. Imagine this person pausing for a moment, with the world around slowing down just to think of you. It wasn't a casual thought. It wasn't something fleeting. It was something that carried intention, meaning, care. While you were there, resting, unaware of what was happening, this person was making a decision. They looked at what they knew about you, your routines, your worries, your preferences, even those things you mention almost without noticing, and used all of that as a way to act. It wasn't about them. It was about what they could do for you. And the most important thing about all of this person didn't think about the effort involved. They didn't think about how you would react upon discovering it, or if you would notice it right away. The gesture was a reflection of something deeper, the need to care, to be present, even if you don't see it. Now you might be wondering, what exactly was done? And yes, it is natural for curiosity to take over at this moment. But the truth is, before revealing what happened, you need to understand the why. What drove this person to act in this way? Was it love? Was it friendship? Was it the desire to protect you from something you don't even know is coming? Whatever the answer, what is clear is that it was a sincere, pure, intentional act. And when you know exactly what was done, I want you to think about how much it reflects what you represent. It could have been something as simple as organizing something you didn't have time to sort out. It could have been the decision to leave something special for you to find when you wake up. Or it could have been something deeper, a silent prayer, a thought directed towards your happiness, a genuine concern for what you're going through. And this says more about this person than any words could express. Because in the world we live in, where everything is rushed, where so many things are done out of obligation, who still acts this way? Who chooses to invest time, energy, and care in another person without making a fuss? The answer is simple. Someone who sees value in you, someone who in some way found something in you that awakens the best in them. This person didn't act by chance. They acted because you are important. And now, I want you to think. Who could it be? Who stands by your side even when you don't notice? Who has already shown in past gestures this same ability to care for you without expecting immediate recognition? Maybe you already have an idea. Maybe the name of this person is already echoing in your mind. And if it's not, that's okay. Because what really matters now is that you recognize the impact of this gesture. Recognize how much was done to show that you are seen, valued, and loved. Now that you've come this far, it's time to put everything into perspective. Last night, someone did something for you that overflows with meaning. It wasn't about grandeur. It was about attention, about care, about you. This person acted of their own accord because they believe in your value even if sometimes you forget about it. It was something meant to impact you, to show that you matter in a way that words often fail to convey. Now maybe you already have an idea of who it might be. It could be someone close, someone who knows you deeply, or even someone you never imagined would do something like this for you. But the most important thing is what it means. This silent gesture is a reflection of something bigger, the connection you have with this person. A connection that even without being said already speaks for itself. What you need to do now is to appreciate. Value not just the gesture, but the person behind it. Show that you notice, that you understand the effort, the intention. Because gestures like this don't happen every day, and when they do, they deserve to be acknowledged. And before moving on, I want to propose something. Reflect on who in your life has shown this kind of care, this silent attention. Who makes you feel important, even in the small things? Leave here in the comments how this type of gesture impacts you. Is there someone who has ever done something like this for you? Or have you ever done something like this for someone else? Share your experience. Oh, and if this message resonated with you, don't forget to leave your like. It's a simple way to support content that touches the heart and makes us reflect on what really matters. And of course, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages like this. Here, every word is thought out for you, to inspire, to remind you of how much life can be full of meaning when we pay attention to the details. Now it's your turn. Leave your comment, subscribe, and share this message with someone you think needs to hear it today. After all, silent gestures like the one last night have the power to transform lives. Maybe yours, maybe someone you love.